All right, I've got my friend DarleneRaye here with me. She is the podcast manager here on the Rustic Songbird podcast, and she is normally behind the scenes helping me make this happen. And how many episodes? What episode was it that you started helping with the show? It's like 28?
Uh, 27.
27? Yeah, she's been with me a long time. This is episode 100. We have made it to 100 episodes, and I'm so proud of every single episode that we've created together. And just having the support of Darlene, too, behind the scenes has been really pivotal. There's definitely been times when I was freaking out about things, or I was like, how are we going to do all this? And she's like, I got this. I got you. And she has helped me so much behind the scenes. So I could not think of a better way to wrap up episode 100 and bring Darlene on the show with me. We're going to talk about some of our favorite parts of creating this show. And I wanted to thank Darlene publicly here because I know she's not always on the show. You've seen her a few times, maybe heard her name, but Darlene has done a lot to help promote the show and create the graphics and schedule the episodes. I could not have done it this well without her for sure. And I'm so glad I didn't have to do it all by myself. So Darlene, thank you so much for all of your work on the Rustic Songbird podcast, for helping me make this thing happen, and for doing it together. It's been really fun to have you on the team.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
You have been a big part of, the look of the podcast graphics and getting it out on time. And we have really created a system of getting a month ahead
Yes.
and, doing batches of things. And I think it was really fun to do that together. And now we're at episode 100, and I feel really proud of all the previous episodes. So for those listening, if you have missed any episodes, or if you're just finding the show, scroll on back, because there's some amazing topics, amazing guests that have been on here. And I feel like episode 100 is actually a good place to end here. And we haven't really talked about ending the show until now, and the reason is because I had planned to go on indefinitely and didn't have a plan to end the show. But as I was reevaluating things and how I was spending my time, and I had a lot of things going on. I'm a yes person. Okay. I like to do all the things and say yes to everything. But I'm learning, and I'm realizing that I can't do it all. And that even some good things come to an end. And so
Yes.
I do have peace that now is the time to end this podcast at 100 episodes. And it's kind of sad, but I don't want this to be sad. I want it to be a celebration of all the amazing things that have happened with the show. And I think there's amazing things to come in the future with Rustic Songbird, whether it is songwriter retreats or events or, videos, blog posts, different things like that. So I'm not going away. I'm going to still be making music and putting music out there, and hopefully being a guest on other people's podcasts as well, and making YouTube videos. So go check out the YouTube channel. You can search Lydia Walker on YouTube. You can search Rustic Songbird and find videos of the behind the scenes too. So if you're a podcast listener and you usually listen to the show, you can actually go on my YouTube channel and see a lot of the behind the scenes of me and the guests, me talking with my hands like I am right now. And you can see, more of our faces, which I think is cool. I like video podcasts too. But I'll be putting out cover videos and probably some strategy videos as things come up. But I wanted to have this time to really thank our listeners, because it's so important to me to create something like this and this show, because I had never found anything like this, as far as having real people in the industry talk about what they do and how they do it. Like, how do you get on Spotify playlist, or how do you pitch your music to sync licensing? How do you work at a record label? Like, we talked about so many things on this podcast that apply to independent musicians who are either getting started, wanting to take their music to the next level, whatever that next level looks like. And we talked a lot about songwriting and what to do with your songs once they've been written. And so I think all these topics have been really valuable, and something I wish that I had when I was getting started 15 years ago. This would have been amazing. I had no clue what a podcast was way back then. But I'm so thankful that this archive of 100 amazing episodes are available. They're going to continue to be available. They'll be on the website on rusticsongbird.com. They'll be on the podcast app where you can scroll back and listen anytime. And these topics are evergreen. They're going to be helpful at different times as well. So they will live on. They can scroll back and listen to the archives. I think collectively it would be over 50 hours of free content about the music industry. And that is something to be super proud of. So I love it. I have loved creating it. And I think my favorite part and a highlight for me has been having these conversations, but documenting it for other people. I really think as an Enneagram 2, I'm a helper.
Oh, you're a 2?
I am a 2. I want to help people. And get this, I'm a 2 wing 3, which means I love to help people. That's like my main thing. But I also have a wing 3 of like achieving. I want to help people achieve things. I want to achieve things by helping people. It kind of works hand in hand. And so that has been such a strong desire of mine to create something where I really want it to be helpful, information for people, practical advice, something that would inspire people and encourage them, and also just give them the actual steps of what to do so they're not left wondering how this all works. So it can like move them forward in their music career. And we've had some amazing guests on the show that talk about exactly that. And so I think what we've created here is really, really beautiful, and I'm super proud of it. Darlene, share with us what has been one of the highlights or the highlight to you as far as being on the Rustic Songbird staff and working behind the scenes to make this happen. What's been your favorite part of creating the podcast?
For me, it's just been, I really enjoy creating graphics and getting those out there, and obviously promoting the show each week and all that goes into that, because we post something every day, except for Saturday and Sunday. But just getting the graphics made and getting it out there and spreading the word. I think we had over 1,000 downloads this month, and
Yeah.
it's kind of sad that we're ending it with 100 and we've had over 1,000 downloads.
I think we're ending on a high note, which is a good thing. We're not ending because no one's listening,
Yeah.
So it could be worse. Yeah, it feels like we're ending on a high note and ending at a good place. To me, it kind of feels like a bookend, a solid 100 episodes and content that will continue to help people that they can find on YouTube, they can find on podcast apps, they can find on the website. And so I think it's going to be really neat to see what comes next. I'm excited to kind of free up time to do some other things. I have been blinders on, committed to every single week
You've
having
been
a podcast.
busy.
I have been so busy and tired, busy and tired. But I think when you're doing something that you believe in, like you just don't even care if if you're exhausted, you just keep going.
I feel that.
I'm also learning to rest and to, free up some time to actually, take a break once in a while. And I believe that there's, time for that. And that should be an important part of my schedule moving forward. I'm going to schedule time to rest because it's so easy to just, go make more music or go play or go talk to somebody or go work on a video and like always be creating, which is good. But you need those rest times too, to then go and create better, not be like a zombie. Mm-hmm. So so here's to more rest in the future, moving forward, but also more creating, and maybe it's just going to look a little different. So I wanted you to share that as well. And people have probably heard some of the episodes that you've been on. You've joined me as a guest, sharing your story as well, way on back. We had you as a guest. And then more recently, we've done some interviews together. So that's been really cool. The one with Emily was really fun to do together.
Yes, that was fun.
And so I'm glad you could join me on that. So people have probably heard DarleneRaye, or maybe they've seen on our Instagram when you've posted or we've had pictures together. And so some people wonder, who is DarleneRaye? Because you're not always the face or the voice out front, but you've definitely been a big part behind the scenes. And so I think it's been a much higher quality here than it would be if I was doing everything myself, which I was at the beginning. And I realized I can't do this all by myself. I need help. And how this got started was Darlene was promoting the show just on her own, volunteer. She was sharing things. And I thought, girl, you need to be on my team so you can help me promote this. Like I need all the help I can get. And you've been a huge helper for me. So thank you for that. If people are listening and they are musicians or they are creating content and wanting some help promoting, I want them to know how they can contact you as well. DarleneRaye has a production company and she promotes things as well. And so I wanted you to be able to share how people can contact you if they're interested in maybe promoting a single release or, promoting their music or even a podcast or show like this. So what's the best way for people to connect with you?
The best way would probably be go to my website and everything is there for you to find to contact me. My resume is there, my email's on my resume. Um, but my website is DarleneRaye uh, .wordpress.com.
Awesome.
I
And we
had
can
to
link
think
that.
about it for a second.
Yeah, we can link that in the show notes too, and let people know how they can contact you as well. So give that website again and maybe spell it. Make sure people get the right spelling.
It's darleneraye.wordpress.com, and Ray is spelled Raye.
Gotcha. Awesome. So if you connect with Darlene, and she's on Instagram as well at DarleneRaye Music, you can see some of the stuff that she's sharing. She's promoting, especially women in country music is definitely something that's close to her heart. She's put a lot of time into that as well. Female artists in the country music genre and new music that's coming out. Also podcasts. You promote a lot of your favorite podcasts as well. And so if you want to see some of Darlene's work, you can check it out on her Instagram. And then the Rustic Songbird Instagram has been graphics that she helped create and is scheduling and sharing. And so that has been really helpful for me to have somebody on my team. And I wanted to put that out there. If someone is looking for a teammate or someone to help promote, maybe on a street team type thing or internship, contact Darlene about possible collaborations together and putting packages together. I would definitely recommend her because she's done a great job here on the podcast. So I wanted to put that out there. And as we're wrapping up here on the final episode of the Rustic Songbird podcast, episode 100, man, I'm proud of us. Just a virtual high five here. Go team. This has been awesome. I am so happy with every single episode of this show and really thankful for our audience, for the people listening, sharing, commenting, for the guests that have been on the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and for being a part of something truly special. The best way to stay connected with the goings on of a Rustic Songbird is to go to the website. It's going to be rusticsongbird.com. And if you go to rusticsongbird.com/podcast, you can see all the previous podcasts and you can listen to a lot of topics that we have, 100 episodes of amazing content. So go to rusticsongbird.com for even more resources, and make sure while you're on the website to sign up for the email list, because that's where I'm going to be sending out more resources. Like I mentioned, if I'm making a new video or if I'm a guest on another podcast talking about the music business or having songwriter retreats, things like that in the future, I want to make sure to stay connected, and the email list is the way to do that. So go to rusticsongbird.com and join our email list today for future resources. Thank you so much for being a listener. Thank you so much to DarleneRaye for being on my podcast team. This has been an amazing adventure. I'm very thankful for you. So, Darlene, do you have any parting words?
Just thank you.
Thank you, girl. You're the best.